Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the last part of my pandemic memory journal for living the quarantine life as design team member for Aunty Vera's Scrap and Craft for the month of July 2020. And for this last spread, I had one 4x6 journaling card that had like every day of the week. So 7 days plus a to-do list, so that's 8 little squares that were begging to be cut into little sections. So I thought that what I would do would just do a week at a glance type journaling page. And so I went ahead and cut all those little days of the week up, and then I thought I didn't want to paint. I've been painting in every single page or spread in this journal, so I thought, well, let's just leave it clear, or let's just leave it lined. And then I thought, instead of bordering as I have been, let's use some pattern paper as a border element. So once again, I reached for the virus paper. Just seemed kind of appropriate for the theme, and I put it down on both the left hand side and the right hand side of the spread. Just used double-sided sticky tape, and then I added 4 of the little journaling sections. So a to-do list first, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on the left, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the right. So if I was to sort of create my own week at a glance, this would be, I guess, a format that I could follow. And I guess that this design is like a clean design, not a mixed media design. So it's all just paper crafting and scissors and glue pretty much. So after I put down each of the days of the week, I then thought, what am I doing with this spread? Off to the side there, I had all those speech bubbles once again. I've got heaps and heaps of them. So I thought I would create sort of this repetitive kind of story of what it was like living in the household of someone who had to quarantine and stay home and wasn't allowed to go out and wasn't allowed to go to work. Out of the corner of my eye, I had this banner that said, "What day is it?" And it kind of sparked a memory where my kids who were home from school, they just lived day in, day out the same day. And so I would say, who's done the dishwasher for the day? And they were like, we don't know what day it is. What day is it? Is it Monday? Is it his turn or is it my turn? So I really thought that banner was quite apt. That's where the name of this spread sort of came from. So it took its name from this banner and from my children's inability to know the day because they weren't at school. So after the banner went down, I then went ahead and just looked through some of the elements that were left over. So basically I used the toilet paper trophy for one of the days. I used the sewing machine making masks. I put it towards the weekend. So on the weekend, this person sat home and made masks. On Friday, this person went to the shops and bought all the toilet paper. And on Thursday, this person tried to go shopping, and there was a lot of panic buying, and there was a lot of empty shelves. So I sort of kind of had a little bit of a game with it. The to-do list was to stay at home and to shelter in place, so basically no to-do list. On Monday, they decided to stay home. On Tuesday, they decided to work from home. On Wednesday, they decided to sanitize the whole house. And a little bit of silliness. I kind of told myself this little story, and I was just chuckling as I went along. I feel like it's a little bit of an empty spread, and although right here or at this time of making the spread, I did not add any photos, I might still go through my camera roll. I have heaps of photos of this time, and so I might just add some photos, print them out on my sprocket, and add them here. So Although this spread does not have much of a theme, it's still documenting the times that we were living. So I don't mind that it's not finished at this stage. Sometimes I don't finish things at a sitting and I go back to them later. So now I'm just grabbing my black Posca paint pen and I'm going around each of the days of the week. I'm going around each of the speech bubbles, and I'm going around each of the elements, so the masks and the sewing machine and the toilet paper trophy prize there. Just making everything stand out. And pretty much I felt like I had added all I needed to add in this spread. So I decided to flip over, and sure enough, the next page is the back page. I cannot believe that I have finished this book. So proud of myself. I looked at all those speech bubbles on the side there and I thought, what am I going to do with all these? So I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to make a collage of speech bubbles. So I sat there trying to use up my mono glue, trying to use up all the speech bubbles, coming across little speech bubbles that I thought I could add in other areas. So for example, in the empty shelves, empty stores layout, I added empty shelves and panic buying, and they seemed appropriate. And yeah, I just really had a really good time using up stuff. I tried to sort of alternate colors at times, and at other times I really didn't mind. I started first putting everything in single layer, but then I did start double layering, and I felt that that was really cool too, so I was quite enjoying that. So I was able to get through most of these speech bubbles. I did still have some left over, which is fine because I'm sure I can use them in other projects that are sort of related. And so after everything was down, I did grab my matte medium gel, and yeah, I added a layer of matte medium and I allowed it to dry. Now on the opposite side, I wanted to document a lot of what was happening in July, so I sort of waited till around mid-July to add some information here. July is where basically the second wave started hitting every country in the world. Brazil, Tokyo, US, I don't think they ever came off their first one, so they just started reporting so many more. So yes, I think that a second wave was still coming. Spain, Tokyo, Victoria started on July 4th. India overtakes Russia as the third most cases in the world. The Brazilian president tested positive for corona on July 7th. And on and on and on. I ended up putting the status of total cases in Australia, and our total deaths as of July 9th was 108 people, which is 108 too many, but compared to other cases in the world, I guess we have it pretty low. I was really happy that I was able to document some of July at the end here. In terms of pattern, I just added a little vine, sort of leaf vine design with black paint, and then just went over it with my white gel pen. Not much design here, mainly it was me documenting stats. And with that, that is the end of my pandemic journal. I have one quick flip through for you. It will be a silent one. There is one layout that you haven't seen that I sort of didn't want to show because it is of a sensitive nature, and I didn't want to offend anyone, so I didn't show it. You'll see a quick view of it in the flip through, and it was quite a serious one for me, and it hit home for me, and I wanted to document it. So yeah, you'll see it in the flip through. So thank you so much for joining me, you guys, for this entire month and this series of living the quarantine life. Thank you, Aunty Vera, for inviting me for this month. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you in my next video.